Hello, social media family. I'm Aaron Mack, and we are going live with Weekend Tea. And we're getting started, so it's going to take a few minutes, but I wanted to introduce, and say, hey, we're here. We're just getting things going. Weekend Tea, week 160. Here's the first video, you all, and the volume's all the way up.
My toxic trait is that I like men who don't like me back. You know, the ones who play games and emotionally lag. The trauma from my past distorts my point of view, making me see potential in something that ain't true. I love the hater, but I need a better plan. I can't be rubbing feet who won't even hold my hand. My toxic trait is that I always see the good, living in a fantasy, literally wishing a man would. Overlooking all the ones who do all the things I need them to. Why do I do that? My toxic trait is that my worth becomes negotiable. In the face of love, my value becomes disposable. I put my needs on hold so that I can help you win, but who's helping me feel supported within? I gotta do better. I owe that to myself. That's why right now my priority is my wealth. Because y'all be lying, but the numbers don't, and I can love me way better than anyone who won't. I owe it to my daughter to show her what's real, to show her how to love without getting caught up in the feels. I need her to know that even when we're down, it may slip a little, but we never drop our crown. My toxic trait is that I like men who don't like me. I wanted to be the first black bitch on television.
Okay, well. But so yes, that was that video, and I have a lot to say to that, but we don't have all the time in the world, so I will. Oh, and the main question that we're asking everybody is in reference to her saying that she loved people who don't love her. I was like, well, what that made me think of is, does love always start off, do relationships always start off equal in your love for each other? Or do you perhaps grow into equal love? Or is it an up and down love throughout the course of the relationship? Sometimes this person's more love, the other person's less. Stuff like that. That's the main question. So after we all give our parts on it, we will engage in that. I wish there was a way that we could mute our mic when we're not talking. But
we can.
How? Oh yeah. I see it now. Okay. Cool beans. All right. Excellent. So I will say, unless somebody else wants to go first, I'll go first because I always went first for the inaugural. But I took notes this time, and I have things to say. But I'm only going to comment on two things. So here we go. I'll go first. And I'll say that first thing was my question about, does love always start off, or liking someone, does it always start off 100% equal? Or do you all sort of grow to be equal? Or do you all have ups and downs? And I remember years ago hearing it said that it's like people say love is 50-50, but what it is it averages out to being 50-50, i.e. 100-100. But that's kind of just semantics when people do that. But it averages out to be that. But sometimes he'll give more, sometimes you'll give more. Sometimes you'll give more, sometimes he'll give more. And it averages to be equal. Anyway, but yeah, is it ever equal up and down? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, and the other thing that really caught my attention that she said was talking about massaging men's feet who won't hold her hand. And I thought about one of my relationships, and I would massage his feet, his big old chocolate feet, and chocolate legs, and all of that, and I loved it. But he would not hold my hand, because he was kind of in the closet, but I understand in his circumstance, you know? And I'm not going to say like, oh, he was a celebrity or something like that, because he was not. I understood though, because he said it's like when you come out as gay, you will immediately get, your introduction will always be, hi, this is Walter, and he's a gay author, or this is Walter and he's a gay psychologist, or whatever, you know. And he's like, he didn't want that tag on his name professionally, but he would be anyway. And there's another guy that I connected with, who I connected with before him, and I don't know what it was, but I guess this was the beginning of my foot fetish or foot enjoyment, because I remember with him, I was 24, he was 23, and we would sit on my futon and watch TV on my computer, and he would put his beautiful golden legs on my legs, and I would massage his feet like that, blah, blah, blah. But the reason that I wasn't forward with him or out with him is because at that point in time, at 24, I was kind of going back into the closet. I won't say why, but I was at that time. And yeah, I think that was the development of that for me, because I felt so at peace when I would do that with him. But that's why I wouldn't hold his hand. All right. The big QK. Oh, hey, that's Keaton of Lagos. Hey, Keaton. And who is this? Linda Mario.
Hey, cousin.
Linda Mario.
That's my cousin.
All right. Cool beans. And Chrissy Marie, do you want to go next?
Sure. So what was the question?
So basically, what she was talking about was, and you know what? I was thinking I will do this for this segment of the show. I will play the video each time for each person before they speak. So this was her and what she had to say.
My toxic trait is that I like men who don't like me back. You know, the ones who play games and emotionally lack. The trauma from my past distorts my point of view, making me see potential in something that ain't true. I love to cater, but I need a better plan. I can't be rubbing feet who won't even hold my hand. My toxic trait is that I always see the good, living in a fantasy, literally wishing a man would. Overlooking all the ones who do, all the things I need them to. Why do I do that? My toxic trait is that my worth becomes negotiable. In the face of love, my value becomes disposable.
Yes, as a gay man, I'm sorry. I have to call out her Africa earrings. I love it. Anyway, Chrissy Marie.
Okay. I just want to say, just off of what she said, guilty. I'm guilty of negotiating my worth. So, and it's kind of it's kind of hard sometimes to. Sometimes you kind of get like finagled into it when you know, as a woman. I'm speaking for myself because I've been kind of finagled into those type of situations. And then I, probably have created in my own mind something that wasn't there, which in turn would make me feel like that, like I'm negotiating my worth, when really nothing was discussed, no commitment was made or anything like that. So I get it, what she's saying, and I've been guilty of that. And yeah, I've rubbed feet for guys that I'm just friends with, whether we've been consensual sexually or not.
So rubbing feet without holding hands, I take it?
Keeps calling me. Can you hear me?
It's kind of breaking up, friend.
Okay, yeah. So I've rubbed, like I was saying, I've rubbed feet of guys who are friends that, whether we were consensual sexually or not, because it was just, a nice thing to do. So it wasn't with the expectation.
I understood. And so, gotcha. And as far as love being, is love supposed to always be equal, or does it go up and down between you and somebody and your partner, or is it, it's always supposed to be, we're always up here, period?
Well, I think it definitely can fluctuate. It can be an up and down thing. However, like in my mind, the goal would be to just vibrate love on a daily basis. Try to be your most loving self every day towards your companion. Towards yourself and your companion. So, but definitely it fluctuates because everybody doesn't feel the same every day, and it may not even have anything to do with the other person. So, it can go up and down. But as far as like effort, everybody should give their all. Both parties should give their all, in my mind.
All right, and Kevin, I'll play the video again. And now I didn't cut you short, did I, Chrissy Marie? Or was okay, cool.
I was done.
I'm toxic trait, but I like men who don't like me back. The ones who play games and emotionally lag. The trauma from my past distorts my point of view, making me see potential in something that ain't true. I love to cater, but I need a better plan. I can't be rubbing feet who won't even hold my hand. My toxic trait is that I always see the good, living in a fantasy, literally wishing a man would. Overlooking all the ones who do all the things I need them to. Why do I do that? My toxic trait is that my worth becomes negotiable. In the face of love, my value becomes disposable. I put my needs on hold so that I can help you win, but who's helping me feel supported within? I gotta do better. I owe that to myself. That's why right now my priority is my wealth. Because y'all be lying, but the numbers don't, and I can love me way better than anyone who won't. I owe it to my daughter to show her what's real, to show her how to love without getting caught up in the feels. I need her to know that even when we're down, it may slip a little, but we never drop our crown.
Now, I will say this, and it was right in my face. The main question should be, what's your toxic trait? And I would say a perhaps not the most negative trait of mine, relationship wise, is I commit way too fast. I try to rush things because I'm like, but time is of the essence, and we don't have a lot of time, and I'm not getting any younger, and I've been saying that since I was younger, in my 20s. But you know, like in my 20s, I used to think like in your 30s is old, but that's my thing. How I tend to rush connections with people, and I should find a happy medium between rushing and taking it slowly. Anyway, before we go to Kevin, Chrissy Marie, did you want to say anything to your
Sure.
toxic trait?
My toxic trait is my willingness to give somebody a chance. My willingness to give people a chance. I know that doesn't sound toxic, but for me it has been. My willingness to give guys a chance just because they're attracted to me. And just being too giving too quickly of myself. That's my toxic trait. I really don't care to rush, but just being too giving and too willing too quickly.
All right. And now, Kevin, your commentary on the video and what's your toxic trait?
Well, with the video in particular, I know for a fact, in the past at least, I've had friends like that kind of went for, I guess, not a good type of person. And I was never calling no one out. But that was something I noticed when I was younger. Now, as far as myself, my toxic trait is probably the fact that I still tend to trust, like fully trust, a tad bit more than I should at an early stage.
Oh, was that it, Kevin?
Sorry, yes.
Oh, right. I will say this, you guys, if you see me doing this, I'm actually fighting head pain. So that's why I'm doing that. But we're here and we're making this happen. So, time for the next topic. And that is...
She was the original Beyonce. Beyonce stole her speech. Oh, you think so? Hey, you are. I said she was the original Beyonce. Beyonce stole her speech. Oh, you think so? Look at Crazy in Love video and look at A. Marie Fall in Love. Twitter. Avery drops her debut album, All I Have, in 2002. I said she was the original Beyonce. Beyonce stole her speech. Oh, you think so? Look at Crazy in Love video and look at Avery Fall in Love. I found something on Twitter. Avery drops her debut album, All I Have, in
Crazy in Love. It's the same formula he used for A-Marie. A-Marie drops her sophomore album, Touch. Lead single's One Thing. Bears a striking resemblance to Crazy in Love. It's A-Marie trying to reclaim a sound that was hers in the first place, but B has already been in the stratosphere. The honest question is this: if A-Marie did Crazy in Love, would it be as big of a song?
I always said she was the original Beyonce. Beyonce installed her.
All right. So, and again, I'll play the video before each person speaks, but we'll do this. Okay, I'll go first. And now you all did hear it, correct?
I heard it.
Okay, cool. All right. So,
Heard it too.
cool. Now, I will say people have similar videos in common, and that's a common thing. You know, that happens a lot. People having the same videos and all of that stuff. And one of my friends actually said the music video is dead because everybody's just copying everybody at this point. And people often copy the same thing. Now, I'm not going to lie, though. Just because she was walking with a little wind machine, I don't think that's a copy of A-Marie. But, okay, whatever. Also, I wanted to say, FYI, they talk about Rich Harrison being the producer of A-Marie's album. And Rich Harrison is also the guy who produced the group Rich Girl, where 7th Streeter got her start. Hence the name Rich. And All I Have album by A-Marie was an early example of doing an entire album without any bridges. Like, she was one of the first people to have an entire album without bridges. She had one bridge on one song. And I used to love that song because of the one bridge. But outside of that, she didn't have bridges. And a friend who is in the music industry, let me know that people don't do bridges because when DJs play music, they don't like the bridge because the bridge changes how the audience has to dance to the song. So that's why DJs loved just having no bridges. Anyway, as far as Beyonce copying A-Marie, Dangerously in Love is filled with bridges. And the song Crazy in Love has a bridge. So it's like to say that she copied A-Marie, that's kind of ridiculous. And Crazy in Love was not an instant rise to success. I was living in DC at the time, well, freshman year at Howard. And the song came out that summer, and I was like, oh yay, Crazy in Love. And it was not a hit because I was saying in the marching band, I was like, we need to play that in the marching band. But the song was not a hit. It then grew into become a huge hit, but it did not start off as a big hit. Anyway, it's silly to say that A-Marie copied Beyonce for one thing because maybe there was some copying. But at the end of the day, the big thing about One Thing is it's go-go. And that was at the time that it seemed like go-go music was going to hit the national scene. Like even Missy Elliott did a go-go remix of Get Your Freak On. Get your freak on. Shuka, shuka. Anyway, but yeah, so that was the thing. And also an aside, the gorgeous, thick African brother with the French accent, I will not go against anything that he has to say. I'll apologize to him if he feels that I disrespected his authority, like somebody calling into the Kevin Samuels show. Anyway, who wants to go next? Kevin. And I will play the video for you again.
I always said she was the original Beyonce. Beyonce stole her seeds. Oh, you think so? Look at Crazy in Love video and look at A. Marie and Fall in Love.
I found something on Twitter. Avery drops her debut album All I Have in 2002. Her sole producer is Rich Harrison. He gives her a signature sound, vocals. Beyonce is a fan. She tracks Rich Harrison down. He gives her Crazy in Love. Uses the same formula he used for Avery. Avery drops her sophomore album Touch. Lead singles One Thing. Bears a striking resemblance to Crazy in Love. Avery trying to reclaim a sound that was hers in the first place, but B has already taken the stratosphere. The honest question is this, though. If Avery did Crazy in Love, would it be as big of a song?
I always said she was the original Beyonce. Beyonce.
And Kevin.
Oh, you think so?
Here we go. Yeah, with that, they said Emery's album came out in 2002. Beyonce's album didn't come out till 2003.
Yeah, but as far as they say, Beyonce copying A. Marie for One Touch. One Touch was on A. Marie's second album.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. But what it comes down to, and I'm gonna say from jump, BI fans don't come from me. Beyonce herself samples a lot of people and always has. So we can't jump on Marie if she sampled Beyonce, because that's kind of like, well, like my mom used to say when I was a kid, that's basically the pot on the kettle black. And that's just my opinion.
All right. And Chrissy Marie, I'll play the video again.
I always said she was the original Beyonce. Beyonce stole her seeds.
Oh, you think so?
Look at Crazy in Love video and look at A. Marie and Fall in Love.
I found something on Twitter. Avery drops her debut album All I Have in 2002. Her sole producer is Rich Harrison. He gives her a signature sound, vocals. Beyonce is a fan. She tracks Rich Harrison down. He gives her Crazy in Love. Uses the same formula he used for Avery. Avery drops her sophomore album Touch. Lead singles One Thing. Bears a striking resemblance to Crazy in Love. It's Avery trying to reclaim a sound that was hers in the first place, but B has already taken the stratosphere. The honest question is this, though. If Avery did Crazy in Love, would it be as big of a song?
I always said she was the original Beyonce. Beyonce stole her seeds.
Oh, you think so?
Look at Crazy in Love video and look at A. Marie and Fall in Love.
Chrissy Marie.
So, A. Marie is the original A. Marie, and Beyonce is the original Beyonce. And even though in music videos, like, a lot of people did a lot of similar things, you know, a lot of people did similar stuff, or that things that resembled what another artist has done. Doesn't mean that anyone was copying. Just I disagree with what was said so far. But Amerie is not the original Beyonce. Beyonce is the original Beyonce. That's how I feel about that.
All right. Say, it's interesting listening to the clip of Dangerously in Love that they played a little piece of. I'm like, I remember when I first got to DC, people in school not from DC, including myself, sorry, would talk about how go-go music sounds like pots and pans. And it sounds like a lot of clattering pots and pans. Storyteller, hey friend. And we're waving. Yes. And go-go music, listening to Beyonce's Dangerous, or listening to her Crazy in Love song, I do hear how she has those, what people used to say sound like pots and pans from back in the day. But in other words, just a large drum and hi-hat, But I don't think it's fair to say that, like you were saying, Chrissy Marie, people get their sounds from each other. Like, people share sounds, and some of it is due to a lack of creativity or willingness to expand outside of the box in the music industry because they have to stick with what they feel is like the most profitable. I get it. But again, I don't need to repeat myself. But like you said, Chrissy Marie, Beyonce is the original Beyonce. Amerie is the original Amerie. Period. And yeah. All right. So this is our bonus closing topic. Are we ready?
Ready.
All right.
Maybe right now your journey isn't about love. Maybe right now your journey is about you. Maybe this is a season you're being challenged to be your own savior, to be your own safe place. Maybe right now you're being reminded that the people who walked away were only ever leading you back to yourself, were only ever leading you here. And here, you're okay on your own. You're rebuilding. Here, you're adapting and mending and reclaiming all of the pieces you let them walk away with. Here, you are being kinder to your soul. You are giving yourself the same kind of love you have always given to others. Here, you are not rushing your heart. You are not depending on another human being to fix it. Instead, here, you are doing that on your own. Here, you are healing. Maybe right now your journey isn't
All right. Now. Okay, I'll go first. And I will say that it's cool. She had a lot of nice, wonderful, peaceful words. I enjoyed the video being a photo of a pond or a lake or a river or stream or whatever, a body of water. That was cool. But it's like, I've been watching a lot of Kevin Samuels lately, and I do acknowledge that love, I do see his time frame in it. And while time is time, it's still not for earthly time is not forever, right? And in our earthly existence, it's not forever. So time frames can be reasonable. One thing that he talks about is how you can do both. You can work on improving yourself as you're working on bettering yourself, you know, and loving yourself and doing that better. But it doesn't mean that you have to completely close yourself off to the outside world, particularly with people putting you in a time frame of, oh wow, a time frame of, it's already 1:39. But yeah, you can work on that and still obtain and maintain love as you're working on yourself and loving yourself the way you need to be loved, because love is important, and love is all around, all around. Who remembers that song by oh man, I want to call her name. She was in Noah's Ark. I can't think of it right now. I'll remember it later, possibly. But anyway, what? Bathe this love. Bathe this love. Hey, friend. And yes, that's my majority of my thought on that. And maybe that's coming from my 38, a few days away from being 39-year-old perspective on the fact that time is time, and I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm about to no longer be in my 30s. But anyway, who wants to go next? Chrissy Marie will go next, and I will play the video again.
Maybe right now your journey isn't about love. Maybe right now your journey is about you. Maybe this is a season you're being challenged to be your own savior, to be your own safe place. Maybe right now you're being reminded that the people who walked away were only ever leading you back to yourself, were only ever leading you here. And here, you're okay on your own. You're rebuilding. Here you're adapting and mending and reclaiming all of the pieces you let them walk away with. Here, you are being kinder to your soul. You are giving yourself the same kind of love you have always given to others. Here you are not rushing your heart. You are not depending on another human being to fix it. Instead, here you are doing that on your own. Here you are healing. Maybe right now.
All right, and let me stop this. And hi to Dal Grand Hog 87. I'm waving. All right, and Chrissy Marie.
That video resonates with the core of who I am. I am a definite, like, I know that I'm whole without another person. So, and I enjoy solitude so much. Like, I really don't, I mean, I can enjoy another person and not need to really have another person, like have a physical connection with another person, or any type of relationship, for that matter. Even though I enjoy relationships, but for me to feel like a whole person, or to be a whole person, I don't need any of that. So that really resonates to my core values. And I'm in that place. Just enjoying life. And even though I still have core values, like I value monogamy. So that's like something, if I were to get into a relationship or some type of long-term commitment, it would be with an end goal of marriage in mind. But right now, I'm okay with not having that. I'm okay with not looking for that, or not even welcoming that into my life right now, because honestly, frankly, I gotta be honest with myself. I'm not ready for that. So I'm ready for how everything is going right now, and I'm happy with that. And that's my part.
All right, and yes, for Endgame, I want to be an Endgame. I'm a Taylor Swift fan. Sorry. Anyway, Kevin, I will play it for you.
Maybe right now your journey isn't about love. Maybe right now your journey is about you. Maybe this is the season you're being challenged to be your own savior, to be your own safe place. Maybe right now you're being reminded that the people who walked away were only ever leading you back to yourself, were only ever leading you here. And here, you're okay on your own. You're rebuilding. Here, you're adapting and mending and reclaiming all of the pieces you let them walk away with. Here, you are being kinder to your soul. You are giving yourself the same kind of love you have always given to others. Here, you are not rushing your heart. You are not depending on another human being to fix it. Instead, here, you are doing that on your own. Here, you are healing. Maybe right now your journey.
All right, and hi, Deshaun9799. Hey, friend. I will wave. And Kevin, it's on you.
Yeah, I will say that with that video in particular, what she was saying about more or less healing yourself or having taken time alone, I can relate to that because willingly I did that for 7 years in my 20s. I wasn't in a place, or at least I didn't feel comfortable to be in another relationship. So, yeah, that's my stance.
All right. And yes, to all of that from both of you. And I know that I want to find my love, and I will continue to work on myself as I find him. And also, I must say, I am not saying that you should not step back and work on yourself if that is what's right for you. Do what is right for you. Okay? And anybody else want a last minute follow up before we close? All right. And this has been hashtag Verse TVs, hashtag Weekend Tea, closing week 160. We'll see you all Monday for hashtag Verse TV, week 161. We have a special guests, and we are looking forward to it very much. And we can't wait. And other exciting, illustrious, vivid verbiage. Talk to y'all later, social media fam. Oh, and let's see where we can be found on social media. And I'll go last. Kevin.
You could hear me right.
Yes, it sounds like it's breaking up though, but yes.
Okay. Yeah, it could be found on Twitter. Basically the screen name is Basic Complex. And I figured it out. Well, I make videos, but I watch videos on TikTok, which is actually kind of funny. But yeah, that's pretty much where I could mainly be found at the moment.
All right, Basic Complexity. And Chrissy Marie.
All right, you can find me on IG at Chrissy Marie, capital CHRIS, capital S, or HRI, capital SEEM, all caps, ARIE, or on Facebook at Christine Shields, and I have a couple pages, so you can find me that way.
All right, and I'm Aaron Mack. And you can find all things Verse TV at hashtag BERSTEAB. We have a website, www.BERSTEAB.com. And yeah, hashtag Verse TV, www.versetv.com. This has been week 160. Our weekend tea, week 160, bring that to a close. And we will talk to you all Monday for week 161, hashtag Verse TV. Talk to you all later, everybody. Peace, tea, stay blessed. All right.